Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Hahn. Thanks for joining this session. I want to take a couple of minutes to talk about a new program that is going to be that is currently launched in the Stacks ecosystem, and ultimately the reason why we're doing this, who it's for, and why people should care about it. So let's start by going to late 2024. There were a few key things that took place in the Stacks ecosystem. One, the Nakamoto upgrade was officially launched. The upgrade was successfully completed, which enabled the launch of SBTC. And with the launch of SBTC, builders now had the access to implement programmable Bitcoin in their applications. And so with these two things, there was the really good timing of the Electric Capital report coming out also in late 2024. And with that report, it had Stacks as listed as the 7th fastest growing developer ecosystem throughout the entire industry. So if you combine these three tasty ingredients, what you have is a very appetizing meal for builders. And that's ultimately what we want to be doing, is enticing and attracting more builders into the Stacks ecosystem. So in order to do that, in order to attract, onboard, and retain more developers in the ecosystem, there are a few things that need to take place. One is having a consistent stream of builder opportunities for existing and new builders to get involved in and to join. And so in the Stacks ecosystem, we are constantly doing this on a monthly basis with a program called Code for Stacks, where builders can ultimately apply for winning STX tokens, up to 10,000 STX tokens on a monthly basis, simply by just working on their projects consistently. And then, of course, as we've done in previous years, there's hackathons. Last year in 2024, we had 6 hackathons throughout the entire ecosystem. This year, there's going to be a minimum of 8, if not more, with the third one currently ongoing right now, and the second one completing just a few weeks ago. There was 1 week in between where Hackathon 2 ended and Hackathon 3 started. So with these initiatives that ultimately attract builders and onboard them into the ecosystem, how can we serve these builders in the ecosystem and further retain them? And that's where Stacks Ascent comes into play. We got to this design of the program by asking ourselves the question of, what if your side project could evolve into a fully funded startup on Bitcoin? What would that look like? And that's where we came up with this idea of Stacks Ascent, a program for builders to develop and launch ultimately their proof of work. So I say proof of work because for people who are working on a startup actively, this is a good program for you. If you are a builder, but you are not working on a startup, but maybe you have ideas, or if you don't have ideas, maybe you don't want to be a startup founder who's building a rocket ship right now, but you just want to get help or support getting your proof of work up and going. Stacks Ascent is the ultimate program to do that. This is a program that's designed to equip builders to put their proof of work together, amplify it, and to get talking to other builders and other players in the ecosystem about their projects and their proof of work. So there's 5 phases of how Stacks Ascent works. Each of these is laid out on different milestones, all on the same path. So for every builder who comes into the Stacks Ascent program, they're all starting at the same level of the Trailblazer, which gives builders access to exclusive community and tailored onboarding resources. Once you get through the Trailblazer phase, you're now moving on to the next phase, which is Wayfinder. And you go through the milestones of achieving Wayfinder, which give people access to grants, mentorship, content training. You then move into the third phase, Mountaineer. More grants, a developer spotlight opportunities, and also more support on a design element with each person's projects. And then the fourth phase is the Alpinist, more higher grant funding opportunities, opportunities to be eligible for presenting and demo day opportunities, and getting training from a variety of different partners that we have in this program to offer builders go-to-market support. And then the fifth phase is the Stack Sherpa, even yet higher developer grant opportunities, investor introductions, investor training, more partner opportunities for builders to learn how to put together a really effective pitch when it comes to their project to the right investors to make that ultimate match, and as well as other ecosystem leaders in our community. So across these 5 phases of Stacks Ascent, Each builder is constantly working on their project, achieving certain milestones, and unlocking all of these opportunities to further grow their projects. So why are we doing this and why does this matter? As builders, everyone knows that building can be a very difficult and lonely journey. If you think about builders who go through accelerators or builders who have received venture capital, they do have a support system. You have your peers in your accelerator. You have the other founders in the network of the VCs that you raise money from. But if you're a builder at the earliest stage of your journey, it is a dark, lonely journey. And we want to provide the support and the resources and the guidance to give people who are in that journey a little bit more light, a little bit more support, and more opportunities to get out of that place of lonely building as fast as possible. And we do that with a variety of grants, mentorship opportunities, connections, and a very supportive, vibrant community of other builders who are in the exact same place as you. So if any of that sounds interesting, you can scan this QR code. This will take you to the Stacks Ascent website, or just go to stacks.org/ascent. The other two programs that I mentioned in this talk were Code for Stacks. There's the URL for Code for Stacks. And then the last thing was an ongoing hackathon that's currently taking place right now. It's a virtual hackathon. It runs until May 20th. So if you're just hearing about it for the first time, you have lots of days and even weeks ahead to get involved and to start building. And you can go to b25.devpost.com to learn more about that hackathon. I hope this was helpful. I hope this was insightful and you learned something. If you want to get in touch, you can find us from the Stacks Ascent website, and I encourage you all to do so. And I look forward to meeting you all in the Stacks Ascent community. Thank you.